Welcome to Data Millennials. I'm Atul, and in this video we are going to discuss how we can get the difference between two dates, or how you can get the number of days between two specific dates. So we will be discussing about this days function in Excel. This days function returns the number of days between two specific dates, and if there is a start date in particular cell and the end date not particular in a date format, then it will give you an error. But the purpose of this function is to get days between two dates, and it will return you the value as a number representing the number of days between two specific dates. So the syntax of this days function goes something like this. It has two syntax. The first, it asks you for the end date, and then it asks you for the start date. So this days function returns specifically the number of days between two dates, but both of the dates must be a valid Excel date or text value. Then it can be parsed as date, else it will give you an error. And the days function will only work with the whole number, and the fractional of time values are ignored in this formula. So let's go and see how we can use this days function in Excel with our example. So our example question is that how many days does in which the order has been delivered. So we have the first name here, order date and delivery date, and what we need to do is that we need to get the number of days in which a packet has been delivered to the customer. So what we will do here is that we will simply put equal to days, okay, and then the first argument that we have to give here is the end date. So for us, the end date of our process of delivery is the delivery date. So we'll give this cell C6, and then the next argument it's asking is the start date. So for us, our start date is the order date, and then we'll close this bracket. So it gives us 1. This means that the packet has been delivered in a single day. So for our second row here, or row number 7, you can see that the order has been placed on 2nd of January and it has been delivered on 8th of January. So ideally we should get 6 days here. Okay, so let's drag this formula and we get 6 as our output. So let's drag this formula till end and see how does this work. So we are getting the difference of days here based on this delivery date and this order date. So this is how you can use this date function in Excel to get the difference between two dates. And the one thing is that if we reverse the start and end date as the argument, then the days return will be negative. So what I mean is that our first argument was the end date in this days formula. So if we reverse the end date, so for example, let's consider order date as the end date and start date is the delivery date, then we will get our value in negative. So whenever you use this days function, you have to make sure that you are using the correct start date and end date as the argument.